All right, guys. Very good morning. Let's do some learning. So before we start, any questions if you guys have regarding the last class? Anything? Have you guys practiced how to bring the data? Anyone has created query
I
entity tool?
Ravi. Yeah, I haven't, but I've come up with a new requirement, new use case I was thinking of since you said not to do the same one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I was thinking of something like a company needs a badge requirement for all the employees, and they're going to fill in the details, and then I'm not sure how I should proceed. So do you think this would be a good opportunity for me to work
So
on such
what you need to create a batch.
badge request?
I mean, is a kind of
The
ID you want to?
Yeah, ID request maybe I can say.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. No, I mean you can create an interface. You can list down the list of the employees. Just right now we have we don't have any employees, right? So we are going to create the list of employees. Let's say example, you want to create an interface where you capture the details of an employee. So you may have a search and search option for the employer for which employee you want to, enable the badge or create an ID.
Okay,
So
so
you can have an existing employee table, and then from there you can bring the data.
okay, got it. So and who can approve it? Like managers or like some of the
So
persons who
you
would
can you can have that's a future thing, right? First, go
okay,
one step by step. Yeah.
okay.
Did you get chance to work on the query entity? Anyone? Okay. If it is very much clear, then let me ask you some questions. That what was the output type of a query entity? I mean, the results is of what type? Am I audible?
Yes, Ravi, you are audible.
Thank you. So yeah, tell me what is the output type of a query entity? The result, right? What is the format of that? Come on, guys. If we execute a query entity rule, we get some data, right? So what is the type of it? Don't remember? It's a data subset, right? Okay, we'll come to that part. All right. If we want to apply some filters, then which configuration we have to do? Which function we need to use if we want to apply some filters? Forget query filter, right? And query filter is a part of which function? Anything, guys? Come on. It's not even 24 hours that we gone through all these things. Query logical expression, right? What is the use of paging info? So that's the problem, right? If you guys don't practice, whatever we have discussed in the class, and you will think, okay, I have a recording, I'll go through in sometime later when I get time, right? That's not going to happen, you know, because you will never see this the videos again, and then you do that, So just and even if you are going to watch the videos later, you will have end up like 10 videos, 20 videos at a time. Then you will get about, oh come on, there's a lot of videos. So whatever we are discussing in the class, kindly go through in the same day so you can have a practice. All right. It's for you guys, right? Otherwise, I have nothing to do with that. I'll just go through the topics, and then I'll complete my training and I'll go, right? Okay. So the output of a data query entity is going to be a type of a data subset. Okay. If we are remove the dot data, then you will see that it's a data subset. Okay. Data subset has the start index, best size, sorting info, data, and then the identifiers. Okay. Identifiers are basically the primary key of the data. To apply the to apply the filters based on the any requirements we want to bring the data, we need to use the A-bank query filter function. That query filter function is a part of query logical expression where we can have operators and the list of the filters. The main rule is that query has the part logical expression and then paging info, where the paging info is the function which is used to define the size of the data. What size of data you want? If you want to return the entire data, we can put -1. Otherwise, you can go like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That number of results will get returned. Paging info also include the sort info. Sort info is used to basically in which order you want to bring your data. So if I want to bring the data based on the AID as I sending true, I can provide in the sort info. Entity should be the type of entity, which entity we need to query the data. That's what we need to define here into the entity.
Ravi, batch size, if it is -1, what is the difference? If it is a 1, what?
If I put -1, it will bring entire data. We have 8 items in the table. We are getting all 8. If I put 2, I'll just get 2 results. Okay.
You got it.
So if you want to bring the entire data, we want -1. All right. So this is about the query entity. Now let's learn about some of the Appian function before we move to the interface designing, because we will be require those things into Appian. So we'll start with like variables. What kind of variables we have in Appian? So let me create a test expression rule. I'll just say test rule 1. Test rule. How do we declare a variable in Appian? As we know, there are certain primitive data types, which is Boolean, text, number, integer, decimal, and all, right? So we can also define variable into the Appian, right? But it does not require to be given the type. Wherein in rule input we need to define. If we are going to okay, what is the rule input, by the way? We have seen this rule input also. So what is the use of rule input?
The value from the user.
No, the rule input is not value from the user. It is basically, it will not directly be the value from the user. It is basically used to pass the value from one interface to other interface, one rule to other rule, one model to other I mean, not the model, but yeah, one place to other place. If you want to pass and retrieve the value from one place to other place, we need to use the rule input. Okay, just like it's working as a behaving as a bridge. Okay, now let's see how do we define the variables in Appian. So let's say we have a function called local variable. Okay, local variables, you might have learned into Java or any other languages that we have two kind of variables usually, local variable and global variable. So basically you can say that not 100% true, but yeah, rule input is a kind of a global variable which is used to pass the information to outside, right? So it can be treated as a global variable. But if you want to have work with something internally within that particular rule or within this interface rule, then we can define a local variable which will not be accessible outside within the only function wherever it is defined. So how do we define a variable? Let's say I want to define a variable called local bank number X, or yeah, whatever number X. Okay, we don't have to define the type of it. In the local variables, we don't have to define the type of it. If I say local num X, it means a variable has been declared as a number X. If I going to assign some value to it, then it will start behaving like a integer based on the value. Okay, so I have assigned number 10 to it. It means this local variable is a type of an integer. So every function, every rule required to return something. What I need here, I just having the local number x, so I just need to return it. So I'll just say local num x. If I click on the test rule, we'll get number 10 as an output. Okay, so here we have declaration part. This is the returning part. We are returning it. Now, same way, if we say local bang num y, and I'll assign value 20 to it. Okay. Now, if I want to return something, let's say I want to return plus local bang okay, colon, I missed local bang num y. So if I say local num x plus local num y, what you should think it will do, it will just add it. Okay, so we are getting that. So we do not have to define the type of the local variables. It will automatically consider the type based on the data I'm providing to it. Okay. Now, is that only number integer it can consider? No, we can also provide the let's say text values to it. So if I say let me comment this out. So to provide a comment, we can say forward slash star, then star and slash, that it will be commented out. Now let's say we can define a local variable, say local bang text one. I can say ram, come on. Any text we have to define within the double quotes. Okay, ram. Local text one having the value as a ram, then local text will behave as a as a text type. Okay, and I'll say local bang age, I can say let's say 25. Okay, and then I want to return something based on this thing. So what I can do is that I will say if I say local bang text one. Okay, and then how do we concat the words in Appian, right? We can simply use two ways. I mean, there are two ways to do that. Either we can use ampersand symbol, or we can use the concat function. So let's see, if I say ampersand symbol and then put a space here and then start typing, I'll say like this, is colon space ampersand, I'll say local bang age. So what do you guys think? What should be the output? It's very simple.
Yeah, Ram age is 25.
We are getting this RAM is 25. So we can also combine the word of the type of text and number integer, and we can get it. Okay. So this is how we declare a local variable. Okay. We can also declare a local variable of a type of an array. Okay. So let's say we are going to define a local bang. Any questions before we move to array in the text and number integer? Okay. So let's say I want to declare an array. An array, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And here I just try to return this. Say local bang array 1. So the output it will have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a number list of number integer, 5 items. What if I go and put a character here? Okay, this is also an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma a. So as of now it is saying that list of number integer. If I click on test rule now, it says list of variant. Why? Because it's not of single type. It has a list of different values, right? Number integer is also there, text is also there, so it becomes now list of variant. Okay, but it will not break saying that you are providing the different types and all. So likewise also we can provide the number, we can declare an array. Now let's say I have another array, local bang array 2, and here I can have, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then if I want to merge this, okay, if I want, let's say if I want to merge this to array. So these are the functions that we are talking here. Like merge is one of the functions that you can work on the array. So what do you think? What should be the output?
It will display total.
It won't display the total, it will merge. Like each element will get merged by the second element. Like 1 and 6 will get merged, 2 and 7 will get merged, 3 and 8 will get merged, 4 and 9, 7 and 5 and 10. That's how the merge function works, right? Each merge the elements, one of the element from the each set. Now let's see if I remove this 10 from here and then try to click on press 2. So it's try to merge the 5, but there's no, it doesn't match the index, so it says that 5 is merged with 10. Okay, so I mean you can have work with this is how you can also work with the array. Okay, let's move few more things in the array. I mean, array is very important in Appian because we have to use we will work with the data, right? And data is nothing is a form of array. So let's say we have a local array 1, and then we have an array something like this. Let's say name Raj, let's say age 25, and I'll say location. Okay, this is possibility, like a data can have usually we will have data in this form, right, where we can have then key value pair, the name and then the value. So if I return simply this value, we'll get the same dictionary. And if you remember the data type, I mean, from the query entity, what we are getting it is also kind of a dictionary, right? If you say dot data, and if you try to execute something, it also says a list of dictionary, right? It's a key value pair, exactly AID category is key value, right? So now if I want to work with this kind of data, we need to know, I mean, we need to understand how it works. Okay, so this was the array, and then if you are returning, you're getting a dictionary where we have any key value pair. Now, if I ask you to how do I get the name out of it? So what do you think? How will we do that?
Array1 dot name.
If I say dot name, we are getting it. Okay. Now imagine we want to get a certain. If you are using a dot operator, this is kind of an operator, right? And if you want to have some, let's say array1 dot address. So what it will do?
Is not there, right? It won't give, I think.
It's a null, right? Nothing is there. Okay. So this is how also we can refer a particular parameter of the list here. So it's a single array. I mean, it has only one element, right? So we are getting it. If I think dot name, we are getting the Raj. Okay. Now let's say we have an array as let me declare that. Copy this. I'm going to create array of an array. I mean, not array of array, but multiple array. Okay. Now, if I say array1 dot name, tell me what should be the output.
To the total, Raj and Mohan.
So it will give the two items, Raj and Mohan. Okay. Any others? Any questions?
Ravi, what is actually test output? There is a formatter raw expression. Actually, only we
It's
have.
just the raw value. What will the raw value? It's an expression. How it will look like. So usually we get the formatted value. Suppose if you are working with some huge data, right? And if you want to find the raw, then you will click on it and you can see. It's just a format of the data. Sometimes
Okay.
it doesn't give the proper way. So you can check in the raw value what's the value.
Okay.
Okay. So now we are getting this name. If I use the dot operator, we are getting the list of the names. Okay. Same way we can have multiple lists. Okay, so if the list increases and if you're using dot, then it will keep increasing the list of the property. If I say age here, then I'll get all the list of the ages. And if I say location, we'll get the entire location. Okay, now this is hard coded. Like if I ask you, get me the location of Mohan, how you will do that? Anything comes in your mind. I want a location of Mohan. Think, speak up, guys. Nobody's going to blame you, right? See how stupid answer they are giving. Nobody's going to say you like that. Okay, so speak up whatever is your mind. I want a location of Mohan. How do I get it? I mean, as a generic, what will be your approach? I know Appian is new for you, but it's a generic question, right? So if I ask you to create a flow chart, or if I ask you to create a logic, how you will do that?
We can find with the name and location. Array dot name.
So we can find. So I'm asking, you get with an location for Mohan. So as an input, what you have? You have Mohan as an input, right? So where is the Mohan is residing? At second index. Okay. And one more thing, guys. In Appian, index doesn't start from the 0. Okay, it starts from the 1. Okay, so this is the first, second, third, and fourth. So if I say array 1, second index dot location. Okay, if I click on paste tool, I'll get it. But this is hard coded, right? I mean, we see that okay, Mohan is in the second position, and then I want his location. It's a hard coded, and we can see that. But code will not see the value, right, where it is. It has to get something to find out where this Mohan is residing. So how do we find that position? Okay, got it. So to find the position in an array, we have a function called where contains. Okay, let's say I can declare a variable called local bang position. Okay, and what we are trying to find out here, we are trying to find the position of Mohan. So what we need to do, we need to say where contains. See, where contains is a function which will tell you that where a particular value is residing. So and it requires two things. One, it will require the value and within the array. So if what is the value I want to search? I want to search Mohan, and where it will I need to search it? Local bang array1 dot name, because local that array1 dot name is going to give you the list, right? The list of all the names. Got it?
Yeah.
And we need to return this local position. If I say return this local position, I'll say text row. So it says that you cannot work on a text in any type. Why? Because this local dot array name returns the list, and it's here is a single value, right? So that's why it's saying that you cannot, is not able to compare. So what we need to do, we need to make it as a uniform. So we can say to uniform string. To uniform string is a function. If I apply it to both of them, it will be uniform, and then it will be able to map it. If I click on text tool now, I'm getting it too. Okay, why I'm getting it too? Because Mohan is residing at second position. Okay, any doubt till here? How the where contains works?
Ravi, can you explain what is the two uniform string again?
It's just making it, both the values as a uniform, as the same type,
Same type. Okay.
just so that we can compare. So where contains try to compare the values. So if we don't provide a two uniform string, it will be kind of single text. But here, local array1 dot name, we have list of the text, right? So that's why it is not able to compare. So to make it uniform, we have to use two uniform
Mhm.
string so that it will be at the same type, so you can do the comparison easily. So it's comparing now and checking where this Mohan is residing, and it's residing at the second position.
Okay.
Okay. So we got this position now, and if we got the position, we can easily find that value for that location, right? Now, there is a function which is used to get you the value of this position. That function is called index. Okay. So index function is used to give you the value of that particular position. So we have an index. Index requires three parameters. The first is a list of the array. So we can pass the list of array, and then index. So what is the index? Index is the local position, right? Because we have value at the local position. And then default value, what if doesn't match anything? Let's say I'll pass null. If it's not matching, provide the null. What do you think? If I pass this now as a return thing, what I should get? Any guess what I'll get in the return? Speak up, guys. Tell me, what do you think? What should be the output?
1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. I don't know.
Where is that 1, 2, 3, 4? So I'm passing the list of the array and the position. What is the value for position?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Local bank position does that 1, 2, 3, 4?
It's a 2. It's a 2.
It's a 2. So we're passing local array 1 and then the position and the default value.
Mohan 2, I think.
If I click on test rule, I'll get the value what is residing at the second position. Okay.
I didn't get it, Ravi. What was that again?
At least can you see that?
Yeah. Oh,
So what
local
is the
position.
local
Local
position?
position. Oh, okay. Here down. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
So local position has the value 2, and in the index we are passing the entire array and the position 2, and the default value is null. So in the entire array, what value is at the position 2? We have this value as the position 2, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I go and change it to this as a Ganesh, what should I get? I click on
4.
test rule now.
Yeah. 4, I guess.
I'm not asking the value for 4. I'm asking the value for this one. What it will return.
Total entire row of Ganesh.
Ganesh thing.
Entire row. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? How what index function does? What where contains does? Right. Let's assign this to a particular variable. Let's say local bank. Let's say selected array. Okay. So selected array will have oh, here it is. Sorry, I thought we had that bracket. Okay, so I need to return because right now it's kind of declaration, right? So I have to return something. If I click on test tool now, it will say that definition is local selected array, but you are not returning anything as a result. So what we need to do is that we need to return it. So any rule, anything needs to return something. So I'll say local selected array. So now what it will do, it will give you the particular position. Now I want the location. So what we can do, we can simply do dot location, right? And then if I click on test rule, I will get it. But dot is not a proper way of using this parameter. The index function also works for your parameter name. So we can say index. Now this selected array will become an input for this one because this is also a type of an array. You can say local array selected array inside the index function, and instead of position, what we can pass a location. We can also pass the parameter name to the index function. So what do you think? What should be the output now? It will still be returning the same result. It's Kolkata. So index functions can be used in a two way. First, that if you have a list of the array and you are trying to pass a position as a number integer, it will give you the entire list of that array. Okay, and if you are going to pass any parameter name, then it will list the whatever it has a parameter. Okay, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. If I say like index of local bank array 1 comma name, what will be the output for this code?
It will displace
Also,
all
the
names.
data.
It will give all the list, right? So it behaves in the same way, right? If I say local bank array 1 dot name, and if I say index by using index, what it will do, it will give the same result. Let me comment this code. If I say local array 1 dot name, it will still give the same result, but this is the best proper way of using it. Okay, index by using index, it is the proper way of using it. Okay, got it? Got it? How index works, how where contains works. Now who can get me the code? I want age of Suraj. I'm just commenting this code as well. Okay, tell me what do I need to, I need age of Suraj.
Index local index array and
I want a particular person's age, not the entire. First of all, what do I need to find?
Suraj index number, Suraj position.
Suraj's positions, right? So what? How can we find that? Let's say I declare variable local bank position or anything, index or name index, whatever it says, just a name, you can put anything. So what do I need to write here? Tell me. I want to find the index of the name Suraj. Which function will be required here?
Where
Contains or content.
where contains it.
Where contains. Okay. What is the first parameter of the where contains?
Name Suraj.
Suraj. And where I doing it? And what is the second parameter of the where contains?
A
Think. At least you can see the definition, right? What it says, where contains.
array 1.
Okay. Local bank array 1. Array 1, will it be able to match?
Array one of location.
Array 1 of name, guys. Right? This is the name array. So I need to find the Suraj into the list of the names. And what is the best way of using this? What did I say? To use an index function. Instead of like this, we should be passing like dot operator, we should be passing like this. Okay. So now if I
Okay.
return this local, what it will return? Will it work? Will
It
it
gives
work or
the
through an
age.
error? It won't give the age. It will give the position first of all, and then, but before that it will break, right? Why? Because these are the two different types. So we need to make as a two uniform string in both of the places. So you tell me what would be the output. I need to return this one. So what would be the output for this one?
3.
I mean, basically index wherever it is residing. Okay. Now I got the index. Now how do I need to get that age?
In
Which function?
yeah, yeah, index local array.
Index of local bank array 1, comma.
Yeah, index actually, yeah, name index.
Okay. Now it will return me the entire data of this position. And now I want to get the age, right? So if you want, you can put in the local variable. Otherwise, we can use index of index. So what is the output of this one? This is returning one array, right? What we can do at the top of it, we can also use another index function. So this will become the input, the array, and then what we need an age. So we are trying to use, come on, index of index. So this is the output of this one, right? Name, Suraj, age, location. And from this becomes an array as an input for this index function, and then from there I want to an age. We got the age. Okay, is that clear? Any more doubts for this function?
Yeah, but if you want to learn more about the array related, which functions are there in the array, so where we can find those.
So you can find fx written here, view functions, click on it, you will say array functions,
Yeah,
whatever
thank
functions
you.
you want to learn. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Is that clear, guys? Now where contains an index function? Do you guys have any question or any doubt? Okay, if it is clear, then let's move to the next function. Let me save this. Let's create another rule. Say test rule 2. See why I'm going to all these three functions, because all these functions, because when we start interface designing, we will require to use all those things. All right, now let's say I'm going to declare a local variable call and local variable. First of all, local variable function is required to declare a local variable, and then I'll say local bank array, local bank array 1. I'll say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Okay, now there's a looping function. We also need a looping function. So there's a looping function called for each. Okay, so for each requires two things. First, the items. Okay, so items, which how many number of times you want to iterate, based on which items you want to iterate, right? So I want to get the list of items. So let's say I say local bank array 1. This is the list of the items I want to do that. And what is an expression? So expression is like what you want to perform with those items. Okay, so I'll say, and there are certain functions in Appian which also has its inbuilt variable. Like the way we have local variables, we're getting local variables and rule inputs. Some of the functions also has its inbuilt variable that will get represented by the fvang, fv, fvang function variable. So once you type function vang variable, right, and you will see that list of the variables that is available inside this function. We have it. Now if I say fvbang dot item, Okay, so any guesses what could be the output? What is the item? What are we passing in the item?
Those array we are passing.
Array, right? So what it will happen? Each it will come as a one by one to this function, right? So if I click on
Yeah.
text rule now, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the same thing. Now, how we can say that, how it is coming into one by one, how we can know that, let's say we say every item plus 5. Okay. So can anyone tell me what could be the output?
It will increase, I think, 1 plus 5, 6, 2 plus 5,
Yes,
7.
exactly. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what is happening? Each element is coming first. One come inside this one, it will do 1 plus 5, resulting 6. Second time 2 will come inside, 2 plus 5, 7, resulting 7. So each, when we say every bank item, it represents each element of the array that you are passing inside the items parameter. Okay. Now let's say we have another array called local bank array 2, and then here I'll say A comma B comma C. Okay. Now I'm going to use a for each, and items I will say local bank array 2, and expression I'll say every bank item. Okay, ampersand, let's say have some dash here, and I want to append, let's say every bank index with the ampersand. We'll provide ampersand. So what do you think? What should be the output here? Just like the every item is a function variable, every index is also a function variable. So what do you think? What should be the output? What could be the output?
A minus 1, A minus 2, A B minus 2, like that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's a hyphen. Yeah, so this is A1, B2, C3, right? Because index will also be a 1, 2, and 3. If you would have D mentioned here, then it would be like D4, right? So we do not have, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4 anywhere? No, right? But it is getting it. How it is getting it? Because there are 4 elements. So each time it will come inside, it will have the first element, second index, third index, and fourth index. Okay. So that is how for each also works. It iterates the items that you will provide to it, and then it will do certain operation, whatever you want to perform here in the expression. Okay, is that clear, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So likewise, we have so many functions. If you want to learn about the functions, you can click on the functions here and you can see what are the array functions we have. Try with some of the array functions. We have also some like date function, looping function. You see the looping function we have seen for each, because these are the functions that I'm going to show you here is like mostly used functions. Okay, so for each functions we have what is the merge, we have seen the merge, what is the rejectors and all, right? So mathematical functions, so you can check all those functions here if you want. Text functions if you want to do something. Okay, let me show you a few more functions here. Let me close this one. Let's play with some text values. I'll say in expression rule, text rule 3. Local variable, I'll say local bank text 1. I'll say, let's say I'll have ABC 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, blah blah blah, G something. Okay, this is a text. I want to retrieve the numbers out of it. Okay, I want to retrieve the numbers, whatever the number is available within the text, I want to retrieve it. So for that we have something called clean with. clean with required, the text from where you want to retrieve what. So I'll say this pass local bank text 1 and what you want to retrieve. So I want to retrieve 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So this is order we have to provide. So wherever you find this 1 2 3 4 in this text, just return to me that. If you click on text tool, now see it will give you that only the numbers in the sequential way will find. So we have ABC, you remove that, and then 6 4 5 3 8 6 4 5 3 8, right? And then Z we remove, then 0 5 4 9 0 5 4 9, the sequential order we're getting it. Okay, so that what the clean with function do. Now if I also want to get the reverse of it, right? So for that, what is the function we have to reverse this thing? We have a strip it. In the strip it also we pass a local bang text 1 and then let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. If I click on text tool now, what it will do, it will remove the numbers and return the text whatever we have it. Okay, so this is one of the function. Now if you want to search anything within your function, then how do we do that? Let's say I have a local bang text2 and I want have a text something called let's say I have a text called Ram dash Mohan dash Ram dot hash Mohan. Okay, instead of first name last name, it is missing like that. I want to search. I want to get out the return the Mohan from here. How do I do that? I just need the second text from it. So how do I do that? So first of all, let's say we declare a variable called local bang find position. So I want to what I need to find. If I simply ask you, I want the second text from here, what would be your approach?
I think separator should hyphen. Sorry, separator is with that separator we can find it. I think.
So we can let's say if I say let me put like this, I'll say split. Split. I want to provide a text. I'll say local bang text2 and split with what?
Yes, symbol.
The hyphen, right? So what would be the output? I'm getting two text now, and here I'll just say 2. You got it, right? So split function, what it does, if you have a split, like say if I have Shyam here, then you will get 3 text here. Okay, and whatever position you want, you can put that value. So that's how this split function works. Okay, so likewise we have many other functions. You can just have a look. I'll show you guys whatever function is right. One second. So okay, all right. If you guys have understood this question, all these functions that we have decided, let me give you one task. Let me give you one task. I'll share my screen quickly. Please again. Again, I'm asking, is there any questions, guys, in this function? Okay, if no questions, then be ready for the task. Let me share my screen back. Okay. Expression rule, task 1. I have a local variable function here, and I have two variable array declared, local array 1, local array 2. Okay, and the output that I am expecting is something like this. The output I'm expecting is like this. Two is Mumbai, 3 is Chennai, and then we have 5. For 5 we have Kolkata. Okay, so this is the output I'm expecting. Okay, so we have two arrays, array 1, array 2. You will require where contains, you will require for each, you will require index to achieve this. I want this output. Okay, I'm going to paste this code into the chat. So you guys, if you want, you can create your rule and then get it done. Got it? Any questions for this? Is that, I mean, requirement is clear? What we need to achieve? Yes,
Yeah.
no, not applicable, anything. Yeah. So based on these two array, we want this output. Okay. Use your mind. Try to solve this. And this is the question for one of the good company. They ask you to code this actually. All right, guys. Now we have learned some other functions today. Let's connect tomorrow, and then we can proceed to the interface designing. Before just what I want you to get it clear, these functions and all. Cool. Any
Yeah,
questions?
okay. Ravi, if you want to find out means like variable functions, any documentation,
So
how
you can go, as I said, you click in here. Let's say if you want to learn about the looping function called reduce. Okay. So if you see here, it is giving you all the definition that you want here. Okay. Otherwise, you can go to the community. In community, you can find that. But this in community also, this the same thing will be get written there.
Okay. In community, how can we actually how we need to learn? Means.
So we have a community, right? In the community
okay.
link, we have documentation, and in the documentation you can simply find it. Let's say reduce function. Just type it, and you will get it. See that? Okay.
Okay.
So it's come on the all functions. You can click here, and you can see about any other functions. Cool. Okay, guys, let's connect tomorrow then, and then we can continue with the interface designing.
Okay, Ravi. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.